Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Nabil bin Ahmad Halil and we are from Group 1. Regarding the Segmental and Interim reporting project, we have chose Media Prima Berhad as a company for our project presentation. We start off with Media Prima Berhad's background. Media Prima Berhad is Malaysia's largest media company that operates in a variety of social media platforms including television networks, radio stations, newspapers, magazines and digital media. Media Prima Berhad owns News Straits Times Malaysia's Berhad, which is the largest publisher with 3 national news brands, including News Straits Times, Harian Metro, and Berita Harian News. Media Prima Berhad formed in 2003 and headquartered in Kuala Lumpur. The company operates in 5 broadcast radio brands, including Fly FM, Hot FM, Bulletin FM, Mula FM, and 8 FM. The company also operates in 4 popular TV channels in Malaysia, including TV9, TV3, and TV7 and 8TV. Media Prima Berhad is also the owner of the largest content production company, Prima Studio, which involves in film, talent, production, marketing, and animation. Media Prima Berhad has set their vision to be the leading digital-first content and commerce company in Malaysia and in the region. And their mission is to create and deliver engaging content across various platforms that enriches the lives of Malaysians and their audience in the region. There are 3 factors to consider in having a segment reporting. The first one is the nature of a business. It is the activities that are carried out by a company with the primary objectives of maximizing profits depending on the nature of a business. In the case of Media Prima Berhad, their objectives is to maximizing profits in the media industry. The second one is the reporting structure and the managerial responsibility. The managers of each operating segment responsible for their activities and report directly to the Chief of Decision Making. In Media Prima Berhad, each operating segment is managed by the Managing Director and reported regularly to the upper level management. And the third one is the information presented to the Board of Directors. The information which is provided to the Board of Directors is dependable and offers insight of the overall company's financial performance and position. This enables the informed decisions to be made regarding the allocation of resources and the maximizing profits. This is the types of Media Prima Berhad's business segment, which comprise of TV networks, print, radios, content creation, digital media, and out-of-home advertising. Moving forward for Chief of Decision Making. Chief of Decision Making is an individual or group responsible for making a decision about allocating the resources and assessing performance on operating segments of a company. Chief of Decision Making for Media Prima Berhad comprise of Board of Directors, Executive Committee, and other senior leaders. The first responsibility of Chief of Decision Making is making the strategic decisions to achieve the company's goals. The Chief of Decision Making must make a strategic decisions that guide the direction of a company and its activities aligned with the company's overall goals. Next, allocating the resources. Chief of Decision Making must allocate the resources and implement the strategies based on the performance to ensure the companies gain more profits. The third one is assessing performance, whereby the Chief of Decision Making regularly assess the performance of operating segments and identify the areas where improvements can be made. Moving forward for process to identify the reportable segments and non-reportable segments. First, the revenue. Its reported revenue, including both sales to external customers and inter-segment transfers of sales, is 10% or more of a combined revenue, internal and external, of all operating segments. Next, the profit or loss. The absolute amount of its reported profit or loss is 10% or more of the larger of the aggregate reported profits of all reporting segments that did not record a loss, and the aggregate reported loss of all operating segments that did record a loss. The third one is the assets. The segment's assets are 10% or more of the combined assets of all operating segments.
Next, 75 rule test. It tests based on the external revenue reported by operating segment divided by total external revenue for all operating segment of Media Prima Berhad. If the test less than 75%, additional operating segment must be identified until it met or exceed that 75% entity revenues. As you can see here, these are the formula to conduct the 75% rule test. External revenue of reportable segment divided by total revenues times with 100. 10% threshold test. To conduct 10% threshold test, we must calculate the total of all operating segments, which consists of Omnia, broadcasting, out of home, publishing, digital media, corporates and others. The total revenue are 120,298,000 ringgit. The total revenue of external segment, which include external and inter-segment, will be divided with the total revenue of all operating segment. If the operating segment meets 10% threshold test, it is classified as a reportable segment. As we can see here, Media Prima Berhad operating segment that meets 10% threshold test is Omnia, broadcasting, digital media, corporates and others. Publishing and out of home is classified as non-reportable segment since the amount of test is less than 10%. After we conduct 10% threshold test, now let's see how we calculate 75% rule test. The formula to calculate 75% rule test is external revenue of reportable segment divided by total revenue. As we know, Media Prima Berhad have 4 reportable segment, which is Omnia that consists of external revenue 2,746,192,000 ringgit, broadcasting 152,678,000 ringgit, digital media 4,284,000 ringgit, corporate and others 3,478,000 ringgit. The total external revenue of reportable segment is 2,906,632,000 ringgit. This amount will be divided by total revenue operating segment, which is 3,860,480,000 ringgit to calculate the 75% rule test. As a result, we get 75.29%. This amount is greater than 75%. Therefore, there is no need to define any additional reportable segment. Omnia, broadcasting, digital media and corporate and others will continue as reportable segment for Media Prima Berhad. This is the new segmental report of Media Prima Berhad for the year ended 31 December 2022. Omnia, broadcasting, digital media, corporate and others are the reportable segment. Meanwhile, out of home, publishing and home shopping will be classified as other operating segment. Now let's see advantage and disadvantage of segment reporting. Advantage: help in investment and credit decision. Financial statement user can use segmental reporting to analyze the uncertainty surrounding timing and amount of expected cash flow. Second, transparency. Segment reporting can help to analyze which business give more profit and which are not. Third, improve context. Segment reporting allows stakeholders to get better sense of fluctuation than my overall numbers. It's designed to help investors better understand the business and its potential cash flow. Moving forward to disadvantage. First, base of segmentation. Segment reporting is division of diversified company for segment reporting purpose. Every base of segmentation may create segment differently. Second, disclosure cost. Segment reporting involves cost of disclosure. The provision for additional information increase the firm operating cost in terms of cost of collection processing and cost of management control system. Third, inter-segment transaction. In a diversified business entity which may have inter-segment transaction, there are a number of methods for inter-segment transfer. Media Prima Berhad basis of preparation of the interim reporting is the unaudited interim financial statements which have been prepared based on the guidelines outlined in interim financial reporting MFRS 134 as well as paragraph 9.22 of the listing requirements of Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad. The notes attached to the interim financial statements explain the events and transactions that have affected the group's financial position and performance since the financial year ended 31st December 2021. On 25th of August 2022, the group has announced that its financial year end has been changed from 31st December to 30th June as approved by the Board of Directors. The upcoming audited financial statements of the group will cover a period of 18 months from 1st January 2022 to 30th June 2023 and thereafter. the financial year and shall be 30th June for each subsequent year. The first accounting policies that Media Prima Berhad used is Property, Plant and Equipment MFRS 116. All item of property, plant and equipment is initially measured at cost. Subsequent to initial recognition, other from freehold land and buildings, all property, plant and equipment will be reported at cost less any accumulated depreciation and any accumulated impairment losses. Any gain or loss arising from the recognition of the asset, being the difference between the net disposal proceeds and the carrying amount, is recognized in profit or loss. The second accounting policies is provisions, contingent liabilities and contingent assets MFRS 137, an obligation that might exist as a result of a previous event and whose existence will be confirmed only by the occurrence or non-occurrence of one or more uncertain future events beyond the control of the company. A contingent liabilities should be disclosed in financial statements since it is only possible. This is two accounting policies that apply in Media Prima Berhad, which is Property, Plant and Equipment MFRS 116 and Provisions, Contingent Liabilities and Contingent Assets MFRS 137. An interim report is the reporting of the financial result of any period that shorter than a fiscal year. A company may choose to prepare their interim report half-yearly or quarterly. There are 5 types of interim reports, which are Statement of Profit or Loss and Other Comprehensive Income, and the other one is Statement of Financial Position, Statement of Changes in Equity, and Statement of Cash Flow. And the last one is Notes to the Interim Financial Report. The interim report is prepared for analysis and performance evaluation of the organisation. Now, the period of the current and comparative of each statement is prepared by Media Prima Berhad. Its accounting period will end at 31st December each year. The period for the current and comparative of each statement is prepared by the company according to MFRS 134 will be measured at 1st October 2022 to 31st December 2022. That is equivalent to the 4th quarter of Media Prima Berhad in year 2022. As for the statement of financial position, the current interim reporting period is 3 months starting from 1st October 2022 until 31st December 2022. The comparative statement of financial position of the end of the immediately preceding financial year is 12 months starting from 1st January 2022 until 31st December 2022.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Naim Najmi Mazuki and I will continue to present about the period for current and comparative of statement of changes in equity. Okay, for the cumulative year to date, the reporting period will be for 12 months and the reporting date will be on 1 January 2022 until 31 December 2022. To compare this cumulative year to date, we're going to take the reporting date 1 year back. For example, 1 January 2021 until 31 December 2021. The reporting period will also be the same, which is 12 months. Okay, next, I'm going to explain about period for current and comparative statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. Okay, for current interim, the reporting period will be for 3 months, which was 1 October 2022 until 31 December 2022. To compare this current interim, Media Prima took 1 year back to compare, which is 1 October 2021 until 31 December 2021. The reporting period will be the same, which is 3 months. Okay, for the comparative year to date, the reporting period will still be the same as 12 months, and Media Prima took 1 January 2022 until 31 December 2022. To compare the cumulative year to date, Media Prima took 1 year back, which was 1 January 2021 until 31 December 2021. Okay, next, as for statement of cash flow, the cumulative year to date will be for 12 months, which will be the same as 1 January 2022 until 31 December 2022. For the comparative, we're going to take 1 year back, which was 1 January 2021 until 31 December 2021. The reporting period will be the same, which is 12 months. Okay, next, I'm going to talk about adjustment. Okay, so Media Prima prepared its quarterly financial statement in accordance with FAR570 interim reporting, and its interim financial year ended on 30 June. And for the financial year end of Media Prima will be on 31 December. As you can see in the slide, it's an extract of statement of financial position as at 31 December for Media Prima Berhad. Okay, for current asset, in inventories at cost as at 1 January and 1 January 2021 and 22. For 31 December 2022, we have 8,910. For the comparative year, which is 31 December 2021, will be 14,976. In equity, which will be on share capital, the share capital will be the same, which is 1,524,735 ringgit. Okay, as the adjustment of the inventory on 1 January 2022, Media Prima Berhad had ending inventory of 8,910,000. On 30 June 2022, the company had inventory of 300 million unit at cost per unit of RM1 ringgit. The price of the inventory changes every year. Okay, as 30 June 2022, the net realizable value of the inventory is at RM1 ringgit per unit. The expected NRV of the inventory as at 31 December 2022 is RM1 ringgit and 80 cents per unit. On 30 June 2022, the value of the inventory shall be recognized at the lower of the cost and the lower of the NRV. Which one is the lowest? We're going to pick it. Okay, therefore, the Media Prima Berhad inventory shall be realized at the NRV value amounting to RM300 million ringgit. Okay, so the loss of inventory, we're going to get the loss of inventory when we minus RM1 ringgit 50 cent multiplied with 300 million units minus with RM1 ringgit multiplied with 300 million units. The loss will be RM150 million ringgit. The loss shall be recognized in the statement of profit or loss. On 31 December 2022, the value of the inventory shall be recognized by using the cost of RM450 million ringgit. Therefore, Media Prima Berhad shall reverse the RM150 million ringgit, which is loss of the inventory that was previously recognized in the statement of profit or loss. Okay, so previous slide I talked about adjustment on inventory. So on this slide I'm gonna talk about adjustment on share capital. Okay, on 1 January 2022, Media Prima Berhad had a share capital of 1.5 billion ringgit. On 30 June 2022, the company issued a new ordinary share of RM500,000 unit at a cost of RM1.20. On 30 June 2022, the share capital of the issue of the new ordinary share shall be recognized at 600,000 ringgit. And this recognizable amount will be put in the statement of changes in equity. This is due to the increase in the share capital since it reflects the increase in Media Prima equity. On 31 December 2022, the share capital of the issue of the new ordinary share shall be recognized in the amount of RM600,000 ringgit. Therefore, Media Prima Berhad shall increase the RM600,000 ringgit, which is the issue of the new ordinary share that was previously recognized in the statement of changes in equity. Okay, as you can see, this is after the adjustment in inventory on 31 December 2022. The amount increased from 31 December 2021. So the amounted amount now is amounted to RM300 million ringgit. Okay, as for the share capital, as you can see, Media Prima Berhad issue a new ordinary share amounted to RM600 million ringgit. So as you can see, there's an increased amount in the share capital. That's all from us. Thank you, madam. We have prepared this with our own heart. We are from Group 1. Be grateful for madam if you give us a good high mark.